Professional wrestling is a global melting pot filled with different cultures and forms of expressions. When it comes to Japanese-born stars to grace American soil, there is no shortage of talent. The first name that comes to mind for the majority of wrestling fans is Shinsuke Nakamura, the 2018 Royal Rumble winner, NXT champion, and multiple-time Intercontinental and United States champion. The second name that comes to mind would be the Empress of Tomorrow, Asuka. A more recent example would be Io Sky or even Julia. Hell, old heads would bring up the Great Muta and defend him to their heart's content. Rightfully so. However, a name that tends to fall under the radar and is very underappreciated is that of Kairi Sane, one of the most electrifying talents to come from the land of the rising sun, and one that has touched the hearts of countless wrestling fans. Please join me as together we appreciate Kairi Sane for all of her work that she's done for the business. Kairi was born Kaori Hosako. Please excuse me for that pronunciation. I'm pigmentally challenged when it comes to certain things. In Hikari, Yamaguchi, Japan. She didn't have professional wrestling as her first career choice following graduating Osai University with a degree in Japanese literature. Rather, the first path she chose was in the world of acting. However, as many things tend to do, the stars aligned in a certain way, and she was noticed by Stardom general manager Fuka. After spending some time at Stardom events, she fell in love with the art of professional wrestling and would begin to pursue a career in the industry. She started training with Stardom in 2011, which she later graduated in November of that year following passing her pro test. She was part of the third graduate class for the Stardom developmental program alongside Act Yasukawa and Natsumi Shizuki. During the early years of her professional career, she wrestled under the ring name Kairi Oho, mainly performing for the promotion that trained her, Stardom. She also had a very short stint in Lucha Underground, along with the Black Lotus Triad, which consisted of future Damage Control stablemate and WWE Women's Champion Io Shirai, as well as Mayu Iwatani, as they took on Pentagon Jr. Side note, by the way, gang, that match is an absolute banger, and I 100% recommend watching it. Pentagon's chops sound like straight gunshots. It's cinema, gang, I swear. You're going to have to trust me on that. Going back to her time in Stardom, she racked up countless awards for the promotion from the time she spent there early on, and showed she definitely belonged in the industry. However, her biggest young accomplishment was yet to come. "2017 would be the biggest year in the young career of the shining star, as she would be recognized for her hard work and would sign with WWE following an excellent early career. She was assigned to the NXT brand and would immediately make a huge impact, bursting onto the scene and almost immediately won the inaugural Mae Young Classic, a very high honor. Her momentum did not slow down following this, as later on August 18, 2018, at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 4, she defeated Shayna Baszler to win her first NXT Women's Championship. I ain't gonna lie, gang, young Noah was jumping for joy as I was a huge fan of Kairi. I thought she was the coolest person I ever done seen, I can't lie. After losing the NXT Women's title a little over 70 days later, she had a pretty cool little tag team with Io Shirai. They were also aligned with Dakota Kai before Kota's injury. Honestly, I don't really remember this, but apparently their tag team was called the Sky Pirates, which, if that's true, that's sick. That's fire, and that's one of the best tag names I've ever heard. However, she couldn't stay in NXT forever. Now this is where I really got a bone to pick, word. Nah, because while her main roster run wasn't like all that bad or anything, and it included like a pretty sick tag team with Asuka and whatever, they were like managed by Paige, I think. I can't help but like think that the big Vinnie Mac fumbled like a huge opportunity here. Like that you couldn't have done like a little bit better with her. Like, you couldn't have given her like a singles run. You couldn't have done, this, that, and the third with her. You couldn't have given her more like interesting storylines. No, no, all you could think of was like a stereotypical Japanese gimmick in a tag team with another Japanese wrestler managed by a European. Something's not adding up here. I don't know. I don't know personally. Personally, if I was booking things, Kairi Sane would be like at the top of my card. But I guess that's why I'm not booking things, because I'm a total mark, right? I'm a total mark. Vinnie Mac knows what's best. Anyways, in 2020, she would end up switching her role in the company to be an ambassador, and I think she went to like train the branch for WWE in Japan or something. Well, I don't really know what that means because I'm kind of stupid. But what I do know is she did this so that she could get back to Japan and be closer to her husband. Which, if that's the case, oh, how sweet. Anyways, December of 2021, right? Contract expiration, and she would go back to work in like Stardom and like New Japan, probably a bunch of other companies. I'm not like totally sure. I did research, but I couldn't find a whole lot besides like her being in Stardom and New Japan and like indies. I don't know what specific indies, but indies, I guess. Sure. Yeah, the independent wrestling scene. The good old Indianapolis. However, one man would change the history of professional wrestling when he took over. But that's not a video about him. We're going to fast forward from like 2021 and whatnot to 2023. Woo! Big Nose Suck It Man takes over, and he brought her back. Woo! I can't lie, she's been one of the reasons I've personally gotten back into watching WWE as of late. As like to me, she's just like a must-see talent. And during this current run, she's been working with a bunch of like my other favorites, so I can't help but watch it. More specifically, she's been working with Damage Control alongside Io Sky, Dakota Kai, Asuka, and, formerly Bayley. The first three mentioned, obviously, are all very close to her career in certain ways, so it makes sense why she's aligned with them. I still have a bone to pick, right, with Triple H right now, because I feel like you're missing out by not putting her in, like, more high-profile matches and putting her out there more. But, like, it's still great that she's here. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not complaining because she's here, It's great to see her on the main stage. Also, she's already won the Women's Tag Team Championships in her little Kabuki Warriors tag team with Asuka and whatnot. So that's great to see. You love to see it. She's getting a little bit of a push. However, they did lose those titles at Backlash. And she's always been in this little perpetuant, like, cycle of going for the tag team championships, whether it's with like Asuka or like Io. They need to pull the trigger and just make her a single star, in my humble opinion. That's just my opinion though, obviously, but I feel like she should be there. She seems so marketable. I don't know why they don't just pull the trigger. Regardless, it's great to have her back, and when she's on the card, she's making a huge impact and giving everyone a memorable performance, making the kids happy that are having their first WWE show and whatnot. Also, side note, I saw this video of her dancing with like a crowd sign. The kid that made that sign is gonna remember that forever, and that's good vibes. That's good vibes. That's good vibes. No Kairi Sane hate will be tolerated on this freaking channel, man. Alright, we love Kairi Sane around here. Anyways, family, that's gonna wrap it up for this video. Again, it's all love for me. I appreciate y'all for taking the time to watch this video. I'll catch y'all in the next one. God bless.